Hello and welcome back to another Fate Clan Order Race. Today we'll be continuing with where we left off last time. I think this section we are going to be going to the seventh stratum, if I remember correctly, to the observatory to meet archetype Earth. So yeah, third underworld. Zo Shosho Aquali. Shosho Aquali. Okay, let's get it started. Hmm. I heard you're heading to Midzatlan. I, I have some experience with the journey to the seventh stratum. Would you mind if I come along as your guide? Of course. I agree. We won't have anything to fear as long as you're here with us, Tipu. Hey, new line working alright. Can you guys hear me? Yep, loud and clear, Munir. Mictlan's magnetic field is pretty strong. In fact, every stratum has its own atmospheric density, magical energy concentration, and background radiation level. Luckily, over the past few days, Professor figured out a way for our comms to actually adjust their signal to suit the environment. We still won't be able to contact each other while we are in the underworld, since its level seems to be similar to singularities in certain ways, but otherwise we should be good to go. Then we should be able to communicate while we are in the seventh stratum. That's great. We'll support you as best as we can from here. We are leaving to Lady Nito. Oh man, you are leading. You are leaving too, Lady Nito. Oh man, we are gonna miss you. But I guess you gotta go since it's the seventh stratum. I mean the eighth stratum Scamzot's hideout. If he shows up again, it's gonna be up to you to defeat him. Take care of Big Bro Ved and Big Sis Mash for us. Of course, that poor excuse for a necromancer is no match for me. And once we are concluded our business in Mictlan, we'll return to your city. It would be a shame to let this new frame go to waste. So when I'm back, we are going to hold a Nito Chris Cup we talked about last night. Ooh, I can't believe we are gonna have another Jokta ceremony. Nothing can stop us now. I only beat Kamazot because it was essentially a bad matchup for him. I had a number of advantages going on. But if we were to run into Tlalak the rain god again, I don't think I could defeat her as I am now. Good morning. Sorry I'm late. I went down to look at the shop first thing in the morning and I lost track of time. And they were even out of things I was looking for. It just goes to show that you should prep for an adventure ahead of time. Not to worry, Kuklukan. I have everything we'll need for camping out. We are all good to go. I have been guiding Ved and Mush since the first stratum after all. Then I guess I just need to come along for the ride. Good job, Tip. Of course, I do the best I can, but why do you sound so happy about this? Because you have never been proud of because you have never been proud of any of your accomplishments before. This proves you have gotten better at asserting yourself and showing us where you are when you are serious. Hmm. I don't know that I agree with that. You two wouldn't either, would you? When you adjust your glasses, I can tell you mean business. Me too. You may not have realized this yourself since you are such a naturally gentle soul, but you clearly feel a great deal of responsibility for the jobs you accepted and results you produce. I see. Well, the thing with my glasses wasn't really meant to convey my emotion. I made this myself. They help me avoid looking upon things I shouldn't. Still, still you both ha- hearing what you both had to say just now was wonderful. I hope I can remember this moment perfectly forever. Okay, we should probably get going. It should take us about 2 days to reach the 7th stratum from here. We should be pretty safe with this lineup, but make sure you all stay sharp on the road anyway. Okay. So they are speaking words now. And them kill the. Oh geez, we are already in trouble. What the hell are they thinking? Are they trying to burn down the whole jungle? I guess this means we have entered their territory, the 5th stratum. Even so, I can't believe they tried to blast us with fire before we even got close to them. Do they just not care about the jungle or the animals that live in it? I think I understood a little. I don't think we can talk our way out of this one, although I understand a tiny bit. This is no time to be scooping things out. See that guy? He's the leader around here, the captain of the squad. We'd best take him out right now, or he'll gonna be torn in our side for who knows. For who knows how long. All right, you guys better turn that machine gun into scrap metal and pawn it off to Koyanskaya. Okay, battle. That was a shorter story segment than any of the previous ones. So yeah, so restrict starting. Okay, sure. Berserkers. If there are any dinos behind dinosaurs who have lost their mind, the invincible could be a problem. So yeah, giving the ignoring OCP to her. Okay.
簡単に終わらないようにいい判断です。そういいでしょう。私の足元で許しを乞いなさい。落ちよロードレスキャメロット。手に入らないの。いいわ。本気になって俺目を背けないでしょ。あなたが今も月の光を忘れぬように。おてんばで悪かったわね。
Oh, this was the node which If I remember correctly, the Woo started. I think Mist did it. Did his Woo turn he in this note because after killing the enemy or after every turn there was different gunfire, and I think it was the Tejas second ascension that made that sound. Hmm.
式はこうしてあまり悩ませない食べなさいいい判断楽しくなるでしょ
Okay. It was
So,
not too difficult,
いいでしょ
so
う
yeah.
私の足元で許しを乞いなさい落ちよロードレスキャメロット逃がすものかせーのそりゃねえ反省した目を背けないで分断するモルゴースよく言いました死になさいアコーロ許すものか光栄に思う私は本気です簡単に終わらないようにさてどこから潰したもの宝具を目を背けないしましょう
Oh, no.
慈悲だ神戸
Just give me a sec.
恐怖はない希望もない何人も通るにあたわず
I completely missed that he evaded at the start, at the end of his turn.
目をよく言いました展開しましたそれは絶えず見た滅びの夢最果てにありながら
Sorry
こ
about
れは
that.
明日を見たんでしょうロードレスキャメロット逃がすものか
Okay, he retreated.
おかわり
Daggers. Obsidian daggers. That was close, but we made it. Yeah, way to go. I wish I could have joined in the shootout too, but my noble phantasm kinda meant for really big baddies. Besides, we have got to do what we can to conserve Masha's magical energy. As luck would have it, we have an excellent harvest today. Tomorrow we will be entering the sixth Rantam, the third underworld. While I'm accustomed, why is it so difficult for me to say that word? Accustomed to it, the rest of you will be seeing the galactic sand dunes for the first time. So tonight I want you all to get plenty of nutrients and rest up for the trek across them. I also have some sauce Baker was kind enough to prepare for us on the storm border. Hmm. Huh? You're putting that black water on the holy corn. It looks kind of evil to me. What is it exactly? It's called soya sauce. If you brush it over corn before cooking it, well, see the result for yourselves. It's roasted corn. She looks so suspicious about that. Okay, a shorter note to start. Burnt maize field. Maize? Maize, no? Yep, it is maize. No battles, so yeah. It looks like Kukulkan, Khan, the king of Lostbelt, is just is now just a roasted corn eating machine. Kukulkan, Khan, maybe that's enough. You'll give yourself a terrible stomachache if you overeat. Then again, then again, she's eaten 10 times her body mass in corn already. So maybe there is no sense worrying. All good here, Tipu. Another helping. I have been missing out on this tasty treat for 100,000 years. So I've gotta make up for the lost time. Yes, man, proper human history is just downright devious. You're recklessly crazy. Why would you invent something that makes corn taste this good? Do you want the whole world to supply? Whole world supply devoured? Well, I won't let that happen. I'm God, you know. If it looks good, like we are about, if it ever looks like we are about to run out of corn for good, I'll do everything in my power to make sure we don't. Ah, so this is culture shock. Terrifying. It seems we have a new possible core for extension on our hand. It looks. I'll look after Kukulkan, so don't worry about her. Enjoy your after dinner chat. Dinos are really. Cul- Dinos never really cultivated much in the way of culinary techniques, so I guess this is all very new and exciting for her. I'm glad that the roast corn made her so happy though. I expected she'd like it since she is humanoid like us, but it's good to get confirmation. You know, Da Vinci, it may be a little late to be asking this, but if Kuklukan is this lost build's god, why does she look like a human and not like a dinosaur? Dinos. Good question. I I don't blame you for wondering. Whenever humans imagine being superior to themselves, they usually think of giants or beastmen. Their tendency to mix the familiar human form with the characteristics of no ordinary human could possess. By that standard, you'd expect Kukulukan to look a lot like more like a dino. Let me try that again. By that standard, you'd expect Kukulukan to look a lot more like a dinos than a human. Hear me, evil roast corn. Your day are numbered. I swear not to rest until every last kernel of you is in my belly. Are we sure she is not actually a dinosaur? Don't have it, Rot. I understand how you feel, but that's not nice to say. Okay, I was hoping to gather a little more information first, but this seems like a good opportunity to move up our schedule and hold an emergency briefing. It's gonna it's gonna be kind of heavy for an after dinner conversation though, so be ready for that. Alright. I'm not gonna keep you waiting any longer. I'm sure you have been wondering about the origin of Mesoamerica in the Magecraft world and why the seventh Lost Belt turned out the way it did. We should have discussed that at the start. So on brief so on belief of Caldia, I'm sorry it took so this long to get to it. But while we maybe look but while we maybe took the scenic route to get to it, the time has finally arrived. Are you ready, everyone? Are you ready? Wait. Then let's get this episode of Da Vinci's Mythology Corner started. First off, Ved, I believe Mash already told you about proper human histories, Chichen Itza, and the relationship between Mayan and Aztec mythology, right? Do you remember what she said? The Mayan stuff came first, followed by the Aztecs. Some of their teachings were same, but some were different. Very broad strokes, but since we are discussing the Lost Belt, I guess a basic understanding will do for now. Then taking all that into consideration, let's go over our journey so far. Okay, chalkboard is out. We originally infiltrated the seventh Lost Belt in South America to finally settle the score with the foreign god. But after breaching the storm wall instead of the South American continent we expected to see, we found Pangea, the massive supercontinent that once contained all Earth's landmass. Immediately after, the ground split open, revealing what I can only describe as a light we don't yet understand. That light struck the storm border, sending it crashing down into this underground world known as Mictlan. And as you'd expect from its name, Mictlan strongly refers to the characteristics of Central America rather than South America. That's that's most likely because this Lost Belt's roots, that is the basic idea of underpinning it, comes from Central America in proper human history. So it would be more appropriate to locate up. So it would be more appropriate to. Sorry, I don't know why it's so difficult for me to read. So it would be more accurate to refer to this world as the Central American Lost Belt rather than South American Lost Belt. True, but its surface coordinates are still in South America, so let's just stick with the South American Lost Belt. Now, here's the first observation. Let's dig a little deeper into Central American mythology. In addition to being closely tied to the natural world, Central American mythology also tried to focus on an astronomical perspective. They took a great interest in outer space. In fact, there is still lots of depictions of rockets pointed towards the sky that remains in Mesoamerican murals and relics today. Why is that? The Magecraft world has a theory. They think that Mayan civilization's interest in outer space may have started with a figure who already knew plenty about it. As in aliens. Yep, that came from outer space, but it wasn't the kind of creature you'd probably imagine. You are imagining. 60 million years ago, during the fifth of the Big Five extinction event, an enormous meteorite crashed into the Yucatan Peninsula in Central America. The resulting shock waves is believed to have become a massive heat wave which covered the entire planet, effectively ending the dinosaurs' time on as Earth's dominant life forms. I understand dinos are different from dinosaurs, but I've also been told their bodies are equally strong and durable. So if this event wiped out dinosaurs and changed the entire ecosystem, it must have been quite the disaster. Yep, the earthquake created by the meteoric impact extended a magnitude of 11 and the resulting tsunamis were easily over 300 meters tall. Recently some people have even Recently some people have come to believe that another meteoroid landed in West Africa at around the same time. But either way, there is no questions about the impact on the Yucatan Peninsula. That's just too much evidence of it. There is just too much evidence of it. There is the 160 million, not million. There is the 160-kilometer crater along the peninsula. Indirium, a rare metal, was discovered there too. Iridium? Iridium. Yep, iridium. And above all, the enormous underground cavern that was clearly formed by the meteorite impact. You see, there are lots of springs called centaurs in the Yucatan Peninsula. They are essentially very deep pits with groundwater bubbling up at the bottom, which made them crucial sources of water. And one of the reasons this centaurs, cenotes, cenotes, cenotes. Just give me a sec. Cenotes. Cenote. Okay. And one of the reasons this cenote formed in the first place was a result of the changes the meteorite impact had on the bedrock, which explains why so many of the cenotes are connected to each other underground like a giant ant colony. See, this means there must have been a massive underground world running beneath the Yucatan Peninsula as far back as 66 million years ago. For the people living there at the time, the underworld of Xibalba from Mayan mythology was very real. Over time, the underground myth was brought into Aztec mythology as well, where it was reborn as Mictlan. And the Magecraft world believes that the primal fear the local had of Mictlan wasn't a product of legend, but because the very real fear was inscribed upon their DNA. So does that mean they had different DNA from normal humans? No, they were perfectly normal except for one additional factor. The Yucatan Peninsula meteoroid was absolutely chock full of resources. And I don't just mean the kind of rare metals that are nearly impossible to find on Earth. I mean matter of even life forms that didn't exist on Earth at all. What I'm saying is aliens arrived on the same meteoroid that hit the Yucatan Peninsula. So are they saying that the meteoroid brought the or with him? Or this type Mercury, right? So that doesn't make sense. You're kidding me. I know, it's hard to believe, but it's the only explanation that makes sense. At any rate, the meteorite come with intelligent life forms from another planet. We don't know whether they used life on Earth as a host bodies like parasites or they outright fused with them. Either way, their intelligent life arriving on Earth resulted in the rapid rebirth and development of advanced life on the planet. What's more, it did so in ways being like ourselves who reproduce sexually could never duplicate. This extraterrestrial these extraterrestrial had to multiply quickly over a large area and without pause, so they could cover all of Earth. And the best way they could do that was via the natural world's most abundant life form of life, plants. That means the being which arrived with the meteorite weren't considered beings but fungi, with the ability to spore and convey information. They, pa- they parasited Earth's plant and helped them to develop their seeds. Once humans came around, re- they were revered as the incarnation of nature itself. Those are the roots of all Mesoamerican god. They would attach to just about anything and lend them their power. At times, they probably appeared as natural forces themselves. Sometimes I bet they used animals as their host bodies. Other times I wouldn't be surprised if they used humans. In times the people would eventually form a Mayan civiliz form the Mayan civilization. In time the people who would eventually form the Mayan civilization were born. Those who were most compatible with the fungi became priests, kings, and sometimes gods. So basically, in the Magecraft world, it's believed that it was these fungi which gave the Mayan people their visions of outer space, the fungi's homeworld. So these visitors attached to the meteorite from 66 million years ago were the origin of the civilization's god. What does that remind me of? I don't know. Da Vinci, when you say fungi, are you talking about the mushroom we know today? Well, recently there have been theories that all fungi on Earth not only share a common language, but that they also communicate through their own underground network, a topic for another time. In retrospect, calling them fungi may have been misleading. They more clearly resemble the roots of a plant than anything else. Imagine microscopic life forms that operate entirely via nervous tissue and you'd have the right idea. I guess they looked a lot like living filaments. Anyways, while this fungi or plant roots or whatever you want to call them were able to store and convey information, they weren't able to achieve conscious intelligence on their own. It may sound bad, but in many ways they were like a virus that needs a host body to survive. I think that by attaching to its host, these beings were able to advance the host species and secure a livable biosphere, a carrier of the gods. I've heard there is a family of Magus Association who has been watching over mystic fungi from Age of Gods for generation. Is it the same kind of thing? Huh, which family are they referring to? Um, there doesn't seem to be any information about that. So, yeah, let's continue. Yep, the origin may be different, but the carriers of the gods follow the same logic. The result is human infected with divine blood who can manifest mystics from the age of gods here in modern times. It doesn't get much rarer than that. In Aztec mythology, Quetzalcoatl and Tezcatlipoca often appeared as human despite being gods. But if Quetzalcoatl was actually god filament, filaments, filaments using the king of that age as its host body, then it all makes sense. First, these aliens attached themselves to plant, which caused plant life to flourish. This resulted in Central and South America's massive jungle and rainforests. Then they used the plant's root to spread out underground as a nervous system to cultivate all around the world. Over time, they noticed the emergence emergence of humans, Earth's prime species, and oversaw the end of the age of gods. When these beings owned the When these beings' own time ran out and they accepted that they would never return to their home in outer space, they decided to entrust their hopes and dreams to their children inhabiting the Earth's surface, humans. And that is the story behind the Mayan and Aztec civilization. Their mythology still remembers Earth's Big Five extinction events, yet doesn't portray them in a negative light. It's a mythology focused on the rebirth of species filled with the will to overcome even the worst world-ending disaster. So they accepted extinction and worked to overcome it. Kukulkan is asleep now, so I overheard your discussion. If I understand you correctly, Da Vinci, you are saying that human history diverged based on the species. This extraterrestrial chose to carry on their wishes to return to their home. In proper human history, they chose humans, and in this South American Lostbelt, they chose dinos, us. Does that mean this Lostbelt began after the mass extinction event 66 million years ago? If so, this Lost Belt would have the longest history of any of them by far. No, for that matter, it would mean that this Lost Belt's prime species has been developing for even longer than proper human history. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all correct. But there is still a lot we don't know. It's safe to say the meteorite that crashed in Yaklan Peninsula marked the point where this Lost Belt began. But I can't see what's happened after that. Why does Kukulkan look human instead of like a dinosaur? Dinos? Why does this Lost Belt's god filament choose to parasite dinos and not humans? The dinosaur would have also been wiped out during the fifth big extinction event. So if the filaments were going to choose any species to parasite, surely they would have chosen mammals, the dominant form of life, just like they did in proper human history. I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure I have at least got the broad strokes right. I probably could have inferred a little more if Holmes were here, but this is the best I can do with on my own. I see. So we need more information and make additional inferences. Why don't we try looking at it from different angle? We may not know why the god filament chose the dinos. But do we know the basic for our being chosen? basis for our being chosen. Oh, sure, that much is pretty clear. Before I go on, I'd like to just go over some facts. Wait, based on the information we have gotten so far, what can you say about the dinos? Their skin has a unique characteristic. Oh, you noticed? Impressive. Okay, now let's go over the rest of the answers. They, of course, have the same muscular musculature as dinosaurs. They can camouflage themselves like chameleons. They can communicate telepathically. They are all herbivorous despite the diversity in their species, and they can nullify physical impacts using biowares. It should be impossible for those traits to have evolved on Earth originally. Their their higher intelligence is peculiar. I don't mean that it's impossible for them to be smart. I mean that most herbivores simply wouldn't be capable of it. It's just not feasible that at this their size dinos would be able to obtain the required nutrients for survival on any herbivorous diet alone. Which means that dinos must be replenishing the energy they need via different means. The teachings of the sun, they are able to live on water and sunlight alone. Oh, you mean that dinos are, yep, they are conducting photosynthesis all the time, thanks to the god filament's evolutionary help. This Lostbelt's prime species, the dinos, are hybrid of both flora and fauna. They have been this world's dominant form of life for 66 million years. They are way more advanced than humanoids like us. I can't believe it. I had no idea we were such an incredible creatures. You sure are. You all probably don't think anything of it. But you dinos are actually the perfect intelligent life forms. Every last one of you is strong, and you don't have to compete with each other for resources to survive. In a way, you are just like the vision Cristaria had for us. Had for an ideal humanity, a species whose members would never need to fight among themselves. I'm glad it was the dinos who were the ideal species, the ideal prime species. Yes, Cristaria's goal wasn't a pipe dream after all. The ideal species we hope to see exists right here. And the fact that they are all so kind like Tepu makes me so happy. That being said, even though I can make an educated guess about the meteorite hitting the Yucatan Peninsula being the branching point for the South American lost belt, I still have no idea why it ended up with this unnatural structure. The only way we are going to find out is by going to this observatory, but first we gotta get through the checkpoint, the third underworld. Then again, this time we have got Nitocris Da Vinci and the ridiculously overpowered dinosaur god snoring away over there. So I'm sure we can handle anything this place throws at us. Bring it on, I say. I think I know what servant will be in this underworld. Da Vinci's guess was mostly correct. We did fall from outer space. We did end up stranded on this planet. In your world of proper human history, we are the ones who instigated the fifth mass extinction event 66 million years ago. But this is a lost bit. In this world, thanks to the tiny deviation in its path, the meteorite that devastated the Earth arrived 250 million years sooner. And that is where our worlds parted ways. It is also where the Mictlan you see here began. For 234 million years, we used the roots to keep the supercontinent together. But then 66 million years ago, this planet faced its third extinction level event. In proper human history, this was where the old world ended and the new sea and the new Cenozoic era began. Cenozoic? Cenozoic. Instead of waiting for humans like you to appear later, we chose them to carry on. We chased the prehistoric children. It looks like everyone is still asleep. We choose the prehistoric children who continued to survive so valiantly on this planet, just like those you who would be born later. Oh, you woke up. What a coincidence. So did I. Since I'm up, um, since I'm up anyway, I decided to give Habit Rot a break and keep watch from here. I was just admiring Mictlan's night sky. Go get some sleep. I've got the lookout stuff covered. Yes, you're not going to go back to sleep. Then, then would you like something to drink? You need to stay hydrated, right? Or you want to know how we are seeing stars even so deep underground? Well, unfortunately, Mictlan's night sky isn't actually a window into outer space. It's just like one. It's just like one. It just looks like one. The stars we are seeing are just the malas using for phosphorus phosphorescence to illuminate what the real night sky of so long ago looked like. The only real celestial body here is the sun, and even it's technically a and even that's technically a fake, since it's actually really tiny artificial recreation of the real thing. I might just have been imagining things, but yes, were you the only pretending to be asleep earlier, Kuklukan? Wow, you saw right through me. I didn't think it was really my place to speak up there, so I figured pretending to be asleep would be the best way to not interfere. I mean, the whole conversation would have come to a screeching halt if they'd asked me to weigh in, you know. What do you think, Kuklukan? How did Miklan end up like this? I wouldn't have known what to do if you'd ask me those kinds of questions. If you'd ask me, I'd have had to answer. And since I can't lie, well, I decided to pretend to be asleep and wait until the storm passed. So she knows. I see. So you have some secrets then. Oh, but you keep something from Da Vinci too, didn't you? There was a moment you could have pointed out she was wrong, but you chose not to say anything. Why is that? You already know whose dream it was you saw. You already know whose dream it was you saw when you were back in Chichen Itza, don't you? Was it her dream? Probably. Is it because you don't really want to? Is it because you don't want to interrupt, or is it because you realize it was only faking being? I was only faking being asleep, and you know instinctively that if you spill the beans, I'd kill you. I didn't even notice the contradiction. Yep, that really well. Then you were dead on. If you told everyone, you'd all be gone now. Cornfields and all. Anyways, that's enough joking around. I guess you guessed right. The dream you saw came from the Mala, the god of filaments rooted here in Miklan. Okay, so it was the voice of the world. I don't know how you ended up harmonizing with Miklan's so well, but you don't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. Is it because we are in limbo, right? Like we are not entirely dead, but we are not entirely alive too. Because that could make sense in some ways, but yeah, that's the only answer I could think of. So there is nothing wrong with telling everyone what you saw and discussing it with them. But there is a pretty good chance doing so would expose certain someone's thoughtless misdeeds. But I guess I she will have no one to blame but herself for that. Honestly, I barely even remember anything from that team. Huh? You mean you forgot what you saw, what you dreamed almost as soon as you woke up? Are humans just like that? Oh man, now that I think about it, I'm the same way. I thought it was only I was only I was the only one who was so forgetful. O- Okay, I'm gonna say good night again. Oh, chalk, just chalk all this up to a dream and forget, forget it when you wake up. I mean, don't worry about anything. I'll be keeping watch all night. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can fall back asleep. Hmm. I'll just go get some water and be right back. What is the third level of the underworld like? It's a strange place. What is the third level of the underworld like? It's a strange place, permanently covered in darkness of night. There are gentle breezes, lots of oases, oasis with clean water and starry night sky that stretches on as far as you can see. The only downside is that dinos can't stay there long, given the lack of sunlight. It's the only desert in Miklan and very peaceful place for stargazing. A desert at least at last. Familiar terrain. Now you're starting to speak my language. Deserts are indeed beautiful at night. I can even teach you how to use the stars to navigate there. And it will be all daylight, sunlight. Whoa, floating islands. Gobsmacked. What in the world happened here? Tepu. What about star? What about the stargazing? Well, this is embarrassing. I think I give up. I give up. Endless grains of sand everywhere you look. Arid air without a hint of moisture. Heat more oppressive even than the jungle. Mash, could you tell me exactly what current temperature is? 80 degrees Celsius. 176 Fahrenheit. I see. That could dry up a dinos in a few days. Frankly, I would like nothing more than to go home, but don't worry. We have a specialist with us. Nitocris, please do something about this. What do you expect me to do? This isn't a desert, it's a hillscape. Even if we shrug off the sandstorms, which may as well be barrages of needles, there is still the air, which is hot enough to boil water, and that's not even mentioning the weird gravity. And Oasis won't do us any good if it's floating high up for us to reach. But you can still float up there on the wind, no? Mash told me how you are incarnation of the god of the sky. Given all your knowledge of the desert and your ability to fly, I think of no better god to entreat for entreat interest for help, please. I think that's a typo. Oop. I mean, yes, I am, but floating on the winds this strong would be it would be suicide. I don't recommend flying around here or even jumping too high. No. In addition to the strong winds, everything above 400 meters is a vacuum with no gravity. It may look like clear blue sky, but it's exactly the same as being in outer space. Exactly. Thank you, Kuklagan. I knew Miklan's god of wind would understand. The sky is the level of the The sky in this level of the underworld is no sky at all. And since our outer space is well beyond my jurisdiction, we'll just have to hoof it. I didn't suppose you bought a baggie with you, Da Vinci. Buggy. Oh. Singularity 6. Yeah. In Jerusalem, she made the buggy. No, but I'm really wishing I had. I knew I should have been working on a Beastian 4 in secret. Hang on, we are not gonna be reaching an oasis anytime soon, right? We should turn back. Servants might be fine, but Wade won't make it an hour out here. Your Mystic Code's temperature regulation was just barely enough, even in the jungle, right, Wade? So trying to cross this desert is gonna feel like trekking through a steam bath. Your your canteen will be empty. Can canteen Cantin'll be empty before noon. What what are you gonna do if you collapse out here? Good point. Habitrot, I agree. We should go back to the jungle for now, stock up on water, and then. I don't see the jungle we came in from anymore. Is a sandstorm just blocking our view? I hope that's all. I hope that's all there is to it. Hang on, let me send the phone out to take a look. Meanwhile, we should stay together in the sandstorm so the sandstorm doesn't separate us. Hold hands, grab onto each other's clothes, whatever you need to do. The phone is back. What did she find out, Da Vinci? Bad news. She couldn't find a way out of the desert. Somehow, even though we only just arrived from the jungle, we are out in the middle of the desert. This must be the underworld's trial. But making sure Senpai has enough water is a matter of life and death. If only we could at least migrate this heat somehow. Yeah, I am against continuing on like this too. Damn it, I let the cool environment in the first and second underworld lure me into false sense of security. I should be able to generate some water, but as hot as it is, that isn't going to save Ved or Tepu from heat exertion. I didn't think it was going to be this bad either. Damn it. I knew I should have gone around the shop a little more. If only we had a yellow cucumber from Chichen Itza, we would have been able to regulate Ved and Tepu's body temperature. It's not your fault, Kuklukan. Almost nobody uses yellow cucumbers these days. Only a very old shopkeeper would even think to stock them. Hmm? Yeah, he did give us some. Is this what you are talking about? Thank you. I don't mind. Don't mind if I do. Tepu. I'm sorry. Truth be told, my mind reached its boiling point some time ago. Tell me, Ved, where did you get that? Uh, from a shop. Go ahead. I have to. At shop, and luckily I have enough for both of us. Thank you. Don't mind if I do. Ah, what vitality, what energy. It almost feels like ice moving through my veins. Normally, being out here would be a suicide, but just now I feel incredible. Go on, wait, try it. Just chow down all at once, huh? You ate it as is. Are you sure it's safe for human, Senpai? Whoa, it's like natural ice cream, an edible work of art, really. Tastes like apple, grapes, oranges, and peaches all at once. What? So, it's the cooling fruit or vegetable that excels at helping people beat the heat, similar to green cucumbers. It did look pretty good. It's a shame you only bought two of them. This is perfect. With yellow cucumbers that good, you won't need any more water for the rest of the day. Thank goodness you managed to find such a well stocked shop with. And of course, great job making sure you were prepared for anything. Actually, oh, Shiba just sent me an alert. Hostiles. Please be careful, everyone. Heat signatures are burrowing through the ground towards us. Worry not. Any demonic beast that lives in the desert is subject to my jurisdiction. This time for sure. Pharaoh Nitocris will take the lead here. The rest of you fall back and save your strength for later. Just in case. As for you, wait, now that fruit adequately hydrated you, I'd like you to help by performing some simple heroic spirit summons. On it. It's not working. So are we going to be soloing with Nitocris and only Nitocris? Okay.
あの、私一人だけ浮かれているということはありませんか？不敬はダメですよ。許します。屍の暗黒の扉となり恐怖を心暗風ねぶたジュゼル。ファラオの意向をここに。わかりま許します。ザザーンザザーン。もしもし。たくさん出ません。それが良いでしょう。
It looked like the steam died for a moment and then it came back. So, if there was some hiccup, sorry about that.
不敬はダメですよ。ファラオの意向をここに。わかります。ザザーン。天罰。
Giant sand one.
たくさん出ません。
I don't think the singularity has the model for the ball, which the JP's new event has it, right?
それが許します。もしもし。天罰。もしもし。たくさん出ません。それが良いでしょう。わかります。もしもし。天罰。ザザーン。たくさん出ません。不敬はダメですよ。 ファラオの意向をここに。それがわかります。屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡、扉となり恐怖を心。アンフーネブタジュゼル。冥界ツアーへご案内。
Hmm.
何でもありません。
Okay. Were you trying to kill me? Because if I'd been alone, if I'd been anyone else, you would have succeeded. Were you trying to kill me? Because if I'd been anyone else, you would have succeeded. I'm sorry, but it wasn't my fault. Summoning stopped for some reason. You weren't able to summon anyone. Did you say you could summon any heroic spirit you want when you are in the underworld? Forget insolence. Failing to summon aid here is downright incompetent. I appreciate your faith in my abilities, but you widely overestimated me. I'm afraid you're mistaken, Pharaoh Nitocris. I was right here. I saw the whole thing. Senpai's summoning ritual did go off without a hitch, but then it seemed like something external nullified it before it could work. I'm guessing it has something to do with the rule that's unique to this level of the underworld. Oh, I didn't realize. A summoner who's lost his ability to summon is like a bird that's lost his wing. As a caster, I can understand how understand your frustrations. Forgive me, Ved. I shouldn't have yelled at you when I didn't even have all the information. And as a fellow worker of spells, let me offer some advice. Don't mistake your inexperience for weakness. No one is an expert at everything. When things are truly bad, bemoaning your situation only makes it worse. Next time, I want you to try taking a deep breath, moving a few steps in any direction, and directing your mind elsewhere. Anyway, from your concerns. Okay. Away from your concerns. Okay, I will. Thanks, Nitocris, and sorry about what happened. Hey, don't worry about it. Those desert insects were no match for me. They may have caught me by surprise at the start, but I got used to them. Now I can handle 10, no 100 easily. Say, that's right. As a pharaoh, you used to command the Sphinx. You should still have the same authority even here in Maklan's underworld. The Sphinx was actually a gift from Pharaoh Ozymandias, but I just keep that part to myself. All that aside, the fact that your summoning ritual was aborted like that is pretty concerning, Ved. I'm not too worried about us for the moment since we have heavy hitters like Nitocris and Kukulkan around. But your not being able to summon your heroic spirits worries me. What kind of rule could habit rot? What is it, habit rot? Why are you going like that? Look there, look there, look. Huh? Giant feet. Those are huge and way too close to comfort. Yeah, I see them too. Those have gotta be the legs of some crazy huge creature. With toes that big, the whole thing must be something like 60-meter tall. is the same size as Protea. Damn it, we need to hide fast. But there is nowhere else to hide. Everyone gather around me and stay low to the ground. I'm going to open up my second government. Hmm. I think I know whose legs are those and what servant is here. Because it was probably the most difficult thing to avoid from this lost build. What's this? Are you hiding us undercloth? Shh, quiet. This is a divine protection of the great Lord Medjed. So as long as we stay put, the creature will never see us. This should give us a chance to see what is going on. No way, does this mean you were Lord Medjed all along? Of course not, such insolence. Besides, Lord Medjed doesn't have a secret identity no matter what he looks like. Right. Well, actually, thanks Nitocris. You really saved our beacon. What a great little portable camp. This should let us catch breath and see what's going on outside. Now, where's the shadow owner? Where's the shadow's owner? Looks like it's still close by. Guess we'll just have to wait in here until it leaves. Oh, by the first, I mean everyone okay? But first, is everyone okay? Oh, yes, I'm fine. Though I'm endlessly fascinated by this mysterious space in which we find ourselves. No issues here. I'm not injured either. I was just so shocked that I forgot to use my spirit form. I'm fine too. All good here. Boy, these clothes are really handy. Are we in some kind of alternate dimension? Alright, this seems like a good time to talk, as long as we keep our voices down. This is the third level of the underworld. Shawshok Valley. It's a world of endless desert, strong winds, and zero gravity. I'm guessing its correspondence to Panchu Panchutla Shal Leon, the fifth level of the Mictlan in Aztec mythology. The underworld composed of massive desert region. It was believed to be contain eight oases, but it was believed to contain eight oases, but was also home to strong winds which would blow away anyone attempting to cross. The desert dead would cling to trees so as not to get swept up into the sky and were said to flap like flags. You're right. That doesn't sound like a. You're right. That doesn't sound a lot. That does sound a lot like this place. Hmm. So if we were to make our way through this newly transformed level of the underworld, we'll have to cross eight oases. You mean like that oasis floating in the sky? I can fly a bit myself, but I definitely couldn't fly up there with all this wind. And that's not even mentioning the area with no gravity. The moment we get into higher altitudes, we won't know which way to float. I don't understand. Gravity is a force of action, attraction, yes. So, how could you lose track of which way to go when there is no gravity to attract you? One of the key laws of the universe is that the light things are attracted to heavy things. So, in the strictest sense, it's not really possible to go somewhere truly without gravity. In situation where you're floating in what we usually think of it think of as zero gravity, it means just some other forces are cancelling out its effect. For example, even in outer space, light things will still be pulled in towards heavier things. Based on what we saw, I think we'd be able to fall towards the Oasis landmass if we made it up that hill, made it up that high. However, Habitrot's flight ability only lets her elevate the force of attraction being exerted by the land she is currently standing on. So she can't float above ground unless she's touched that ground at least once. I see. So for her to fly above the Oasis sky, she would first have to fall towards it and splat herself on its ground. Do you really have to put it that way? Also, I can totally float once I get near ground, so might still be able to save myself at the last second. If we compare Habitrot's floating ability to her rate of descent, no, never mind. May I ask you all what would be the heaviest object you are aware of in your vicinity? Oh, that's easy. Earth. That's got an approximate mass of 660 million tons. With numbers like that, there is no wonder aeroplanes will fall towards the ground no matter how far they get from it. But here, we can escape the pull of Earth's gravity if we can get 400 meters above the ground, right? I know we said that was dangerous earlier, but couldn't it also help us get closer to the Oasis? Only if we had a way to navigate those strong winds. Neither Habitrot nor I can do that. So we should stick to the ground and look for safer ways to get to the Oasis from there. What if we just wait for the winds to die down? Even with the giant creature, we still know nothing about roaming around. There is no question it's dangerous, but it's also our only option. Fortunately, we have Nitocris, Queen of the Desert, here to help. Suddenly getting a bad feeling. As I have told you twice, I can't fly in this condition. As a pharaoh, you can trust that I am telling you the truth. So I am in the same boat as the rest of you now. Now can we discuss this like adults? Is Cuckoo gonna throw her? Happily getting ready to head back outside. Can't we at least draw lots to choose? Yep, she's definitely gonna be thrown. Just give me a sec. I missed the line, so draw the lots to choose who leads there. Okay. Draw the lots to choose who leads the way. Isn't Caldia's approach all about fairness, my ally? Okay. Mashu as starting member. Nito Chris with Masu. Habit dropping Masu. Sure, general threat as always, but Habit drop with Ocean Flyer. Atlas Mystic Code. Good.
あの、私一人だけ浮かれているということはええ、それが良いでしょう。屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡、扉となり恐怖をここへ。アントゥーネブタジュゼル。もしもし、ザザーン。たくさん出ません。急な仕事任せて。いい感じ。いいとも。じゃんじゃじゃーん。すごいだろう。重いんだぜ。でも負けないハベニャンなのさ。スピンスターハベトロット。はっやそれ。よーし仕上げちゃうか。やべやべ。ファラオの意向をここに。いい感じ。いいよ。そこ捕まえた。はいほー。多すぎてもね。僕の花嫁に手を出すなよな。ピンチをチャンスに。不敬はダメですよ。ここはもうちょっと念入りに。ホルスよ。バンカーボルトリロード。了解。いいよ。了解。多すぎてもね。インターセプターターンバスター。やべ。いいよ。一歩参りします。いいとも。ブーストストライク天罰。ではまずカノポスを作ります。え、ダメ？うんうん。
Okay. There, you see, almost to the oasis. And we have to find a way up there before the giant demonic beast shows up. You are the one serious. You are one seriously hard worker, huh, Nitocris? I didn't get it. I do, but you do need to rest when you can. You still have Lord Medjed's clothes, right? Now that we are in a safe area, why not use it? Otherwise, it's just going to waste. Absolutely not. One does not just casually call upon Lord Medjed's protection whenever it is convenient. It is only acceptable in times of great danger or great opportunity. Otherwise, it would be the height of inso. Nitocris, please, you need to rest. All the battles are taking a toll on you. No, as long as we can't count on Vade's summoning, I have to step up to fill the gap. I was the very first servant summoned to help with the challenges you face in this lost belt, and I was still unable to protect the border. I suffered a shameful defeat at Tlalak's hand, and I couldn't even take part in the mission to Mexico City at all. I need to be useful, or I will have been chosen for nothing. If I gave up now, I would never be able to force the way. I will never be able to face the other three servants who were thrown out into Mictlan while they were still being summoned. Hey, I get how you feel, but none of that was your fault, right? Really, if anyone's at fault, it's that thing that attacked the storm border when we first got here. If that pillar of light thingy hadn't knocked the border out of the sky, we wouldn't have had Protea and Benny and Ma fighting alongside us this whole time. Pillar of light. This is the first time I am hearing about it. In fact, I never heard the story of how the border crashed either. What in the world could have... No. What sort of violence could have possibly destroyed such a wonderful ship? Alright, I almost forgotten about that. So David Tezcatlipoca, the foreign god, and Ort aren't our only enemies. We also have to worry about the pillar of light that almost split the border in half as soon as it popped up from under the ground. So we have to figure out exactly what it is and how we can handle it if it shows up again. Wow, that happened to you guys, huh? Gosh, I had no idea. Yeah, surely you had no idea. Yep. But you only saw the light giant once on the surface, right? If it hasn't shown up again since then, maybe you'll just never see it again. Yep. I think our MC figured out who the light person is. Kukulukan, what did you just say? Yep, Kuku was that. A light. Never mind that now. That enormous creature is back and it's apparently brought Sandstorm with it. Lord Medjed protection won't be of any use against those. They rely on vibrations to detect its. Then we'll just have to get rid of them before that giant shows up. Ved, Tepu, you to stay back with Nitocris. As soon as Mush, Kukulukanan are finished taking care of the sandworms, we'll all take shelter under Nitocris's cloth. Got it. She's right, I'm too exhausted to handle even a single earth sandworm. If I were to lose and make trouble of everyone again, I did against Tlalak then. No, we don't got it. What are you getting so sheepish for, Nitocris? You were the queen of great nation, right? Her eyes are glowing. Are you really going to let a defeat or two undo you? Is that all you people of proper human history are made of? Don't be afraid to listen to your heart or say how you really feel. Besides, you still haven't defeated a single 100 earthworms. Right, yes, of course. I don't need you to tell me that. Come on, Kuklagan. These sandworms are no threat. I'll defeat them and the giant all at once. Yep. Cuckoo is definitely pushing Nito pretty far. I don't know why, but let's see. Ba-da-dum.
外骨格による冷気不全クリア。シールダーいけます。わかります。了解。
Oh, I should have popped
屍の壁
her death
暗黒の
chance
壁
because it seems like this insect's death rate is pretty low.
ねぶたチュセル
Yep, all of them dead. Good.
不敬はダメですよ。ホルスよ。特別ゆるいいナイス。屍の鏡暗黒な鏡扉となり恐怖を心暗風ねぶたチュセル
I think this is the same model that was used for what was the robot's name in Olympus. I think it's the same model, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah.
了解。時短装填済みです。はあふっはっフル回転ハイアングルトランスファーはあはあ最大ダメージお任せください。ピンチをチャンスに。髪乱れてません？止めないでね。やったー。パラドクスエフェクターセット。いいやったー。了解。マヤパンターンでは見てください。はあ一歩前に止めないでね。はあ痛いのいきます。マヤパンパンチ。はあ空回りしました。 キラしてる。来てください。オッケー。了解。いい。ナイス。芸術とは輝くものさ。ブーストストライク。よそ見は厳禁です。もう少し。急な仕事？任せて。とても楽しかったとも。やったー。よっこいしょっと。いい。ナイス。マヤパンパンチ。戦いはしんどいな。でも君が無事ならそれでオッケー。
Huh? What the? Wow. Did we actually beat it? Looks like it, except we only defeated its leg. Maybe that leg was the whole creature or an illusion created by that sandstorm. No, it was far too substantial for that. It was a real creature with a physical body. That much I'm sure of. Mashvid, have you ever seen anything like that leg anywhere else? Summer swimsuits. Nah, I'm sure. I'm just imagining it. Was it the summer event? How bizarre. I do still have questions, but it's wonderful to see that our two biggest threats are gone. That mysterious giant creature of unknown origin and the strong winds that suddenly stopped are no longer an issue. Now that we can cross this underworld without any further concerns, will apart from securing water for Veil. Even after the yellow cucumber, can feel my I can feel my mind beginning to slow down. Let's hurry to the oasis. I still have plenty of water in my canteen, but yeah, that's true. Hang on. Someone collapsed over there. What is that thing? I've never seen like I've never seen anything like it before. It's fluffy but also smooth and shiny. Oh, don't worry. It's also completely harmless. That much I can say for sure. That's another. There is another dinosaur here. Dinos here. Let's take a closer look. What the? What the hell? That's not a dinosaur. It's a human. And he's not wearing mask, so he's not an ocelotl either though. Though he is dressed kind of weird. Your language. You're from proper human history, aren't you? Talk about ice. Talk about ice water in hell. Speaking of water, could you spare me some? I know something that will be worth your time. Oh no, he's so weak he could die at any moment. Master, will it be okay if we gave him some of our water? You need to ask, just make sure to pour it into his mouth slowly. Who? Oh, that golden fur. Is it what's the sheep's name? Duhumuzu? Damsur? I don't remember the sheep's name. Is it his human form? Thank you. I feel much better now. One day I will repay the water you have given me. Although from the looks of it, I take it water is the least of your concerns right now. Same for me. But I bring you good news. Now that I have met you all, I see genuine hope for world peace. I'm certain not I'm certainly not about to let this chance pass by me. May I ask your names? I promise I won't misuse them. Okay, why don't you go first, leader? Um, Will, so you are runaway with. I feel like I've heard that name before. Minus the descriptor, of course. That's my little contribution. If you are Boar, Piglet, Marsh, Light Reflecting, Tepu, Pre-conscious, Da Vinci, Wind Up Habit Rot, Hapless, Nitocris, and I don't know what to make of you, Kukulkan. So 5 out of 7 of you are combatants. Does this mean it's finally time to save the world? Boar, Piglet, as in those adorable little creatures. I'm honored, but why Boar, Piglet? I'm fairly sure I'm not wearing boar fur or anything like that. I'm just going off first impression, really. No deeper meaning in any of it. So where are you all off to next? Going up to 5th stratum or down to 7th? Before we tell you anything more about ourselves, I'd like to hear your name and why you were collapsed out here. I mean, just look at just look at how obviously shady he is. I can't tell you my name. It would only make me trouble for you if I did. But I can tell you why I collapsed. I used to be this underworld's caretaker. It was my job to cultivate it. Then one day I woke up surrounded by light, and a certain self-centered goddess ordered me to turn this desert into a veritable paradise filled with flowers and sheep. That's just unreasonable, isn't it? Don't you feel sorry for me? Of course you do. Still, I'm very good caretaker, so I set about fulfilling her demand. I grew flowers all over the desert, and to substitute for sheep, since Miklan doesn't have any, I fed the sandworms well until they grew nice and large. So you are the one responsible for those. Does my agricultural acumen surprise you? Me too, actually. So we are even there. That aside, for a while things went well enough. Life was slow here in the underworld, but then I hear a loud flapping of wind and look up to see a very suspicious Batman flying this way. Or do you mean Kamazots? I'm sorry, I don't recall his name. There is very little space in my mind for a man's name. I do remember that this Batman had a very friendly laugh. Ahahaha. This and that. Then he spoke to the self-centered goddess and she transformed into a really scary goddess. You want to know what made her scary? Well, she wasted not a second before attacking everything around her, the Batman included. It wasn't so bad, the Batman got irritated and flew off. You see, terrible goddess. So she even gave Kamazot trouble, and she is the greatest symbol of fear in Mictlan. That's not all. The scary goddess then drained all the magical energy out of flowers I worked so hard to grow and turned this place back into desert. Then she made the heavenly echo shrine and began using storms to rule over this underworld. Heavenly echo shrine. Does that have something to do with the anti-gravity zone up there? So does that mean she made the anti-gravity zone up in the sky too? Yes, sir. The storm around here disappeared when you defeated the Heavenly Echo Shrine. If not for that, we wouldn't be having this conversation, and this concludes my explanation. I guess that was pretty complicated for you, huh? Want me to summarize? It'll cost extra though. No, that's okay. Now we know that this scary goddess is this underworld's guardian, and that the shrine she made is what was causing the sandstorms. So are you one of the goddess's attendant then? If you were able to turn a desert into a flower field, you must be very knowledgeable about how extraordinary magical energy have extraordinary magical energy. Attendant. That sounds so nice. Attendant, at least get the carrot. I, on the other hand, only get the stick. Are you doomed? Stop right there, please. Let's just get back to business. Okay, let me guess. Let me get another look at you. Would you tell me where you came from and what your purpose is? I still don't fully trust you, but I guess we are not going to get any further unless we talk. We are from Caldia. You are a heroic spirit from proper human history, right? Then you should know why we are here. Right now, we are headed to the 7th stratum along with Master Ved. The sandstorm was giving us a lot of trouble, but now that it's gone, we are just about to try and reach that oasis. I knew it. You think you'll find an exit at the oasis, but I'm afraid you are mistaken. Nobody who enters this underworld can ever leave, and any who reach that oasis will be even more trapped here. You are very lucky to have met me before you headed there. Please follow me. I won't let your precious combatants throw their life away. What do you mean nobody can leave? No. That's not important right now. What's important is my safety and all of your safety, which guarantees my safety. From that oasis, she can see us down here. She'll know you are intruders now that you have destroyed her shrine too. So we need to get moving. There is a caravan I made in secret. We'll head there. Yep. This way, I promise you. It's very pleasant for a caravan. Yes. Hold up, I just saw something I recognize on your back. Well, we did see a lot of back over the course of our lives. The back of a childhood friend moving to a big city, the back of a lover breaking up, out of moving out of your shared home. They are both beautiful backs to watch as they leave. But if human backs have one thing in common, that is that they all look like human backs. So it's no wonder mine is familiar. No, I'm pretty sure that was Doomzad. Doomzad. How did you know that name? I must say, I don't care for this praying detective act, especially playing detective act. Everyone has dirty laundry if you look hard enough, especially when your clothes are made of wool. Dirty laundry. Are you sure you don't mean bad credit? So you are finally shown yourself, Doomazard. I'm picking up magical energy signal overhead. It's A rank plus spirit origin, a divine spirit. And I think, yep, that is her. Are those the intruders who destroyed my shrine? You should be honored. Most intruders aren't lucky enough to have the goddess of the underworld herself squash them under her heels. Oh, and of course, I'll squash you too, sheep god. Nice try with the obvious little rebellious act. You should have stuck to what you know. Did you really expect kindness and forgiveness from me? Unfortunately for you, I'm not Ereshkigal anymore. I'm Nikigal, the true, cruel, cold-hearted, lavish goddess of the underworld. All who enter my garden become my property. Now prepare to be captured for use as slave labor. Okay, so these were the three servants which Zakalia summoned after Nitocris. Hmm. Protea, Benienma, and Ereshkigal. Hmm. I knew it. That's Ereshkigal. I'd expect them to be rattled. Maybe they didn't hear my introduction. So you are the human and heroic spirits from proper human history. I've never seen any of you in my life. Very well, intruders, I shall introduce myself once more. I'm Nikigal, goddess of the underworld. I am the Sumerian deity and I have taken charge of this third underworld for very good reasons. Fear me, revere me. My underworld is fair. All who enters are equal, for all became my slaves. Do you do as you are told, and I'll spare your life. Defy me, and I'll grind you into fertilizer and use you to enrich the soil. This presence, it's definitely the real Ereshkigal. Her spirit origin pattern perfectly matches the one in the Chaldea spirit origin graph. She must be the fourth and final heroic spirit that was summoned on the border. Only she's been turned into an altar like King Protea and Benienma. Wait, try calling out to her. That she looks the way she does means she must be the same Ereshkigal who fought in Babylonia. First, we need to find out if she still remembers you and if she understands why Chaldea summoned her. If you are unlucky and things work out, if we are lucky and things work out, we might be able to resolve this whole thing peacefully. Got it. Alright. Hey, thanks for your help back in the abyss. Stop that. Why are you waving at me? We have only like we are friends. I thought I told you I've never seen any of you before. Now listen to me, will you? I said nobody gets special treatment. It really is the Ereshkigal we know. I'd recognize that in our inability to hide a true affection anywhere. Gosh, doesn't this remind you of Uruk Senpai? I told you my name is Nikigal. You still have no idea when someone's being mean to you, do you? I think she realizes what she just admitted. I mean, be Ereshkigal. It might be Ereshkigal, but she definitely sees us as enemy. Not to worry, everyone. That's just Ereshkigal altar. She's going by her old name to match her new evil self. But she is still the same poor goddess she's always been. Only now she has got a command spell tying her to this place and commanding her to be the ideal ruler of the underworld. So Kamazots used the command spell to make her the guardian of this underworld like he did with the other two. Oh, but wait. We don't have Rasputin with us anymore. Isn't he the only one who can undo the alterization? I don't know this Rasputin, but it doesn't matter what kind of servant he is. My oath will never change. Do you know what Miklan's bat told me? He said I should become who I have always wanted to be. Well, that's who I am now. Nikigal, the perfect, the truly perfect goddess. I've never, I'll never be envious of the heavens. I'll never be jealous of Ishtar. Here I am, the invincible goddess of the underworld, who never made a mistake and never tasted defeat. That's the command spell I cast on myself, and my pride won't change it for anyone. So you are saying you allowed yourself to become an altar in Ashkigal? Yes, that's right. Once I uh, filled to Miklan and saw the state of this underworld, I knew I had fought, found my calling. This is a cute expression. I watched the end of the Age of Gods all by myself in this Sumerian underworld, so I know without a doubt that nothing and no one can stop this world from coming to an end either. And when the world is ending, might is the only right there is. Kindness and forgiveness are no use there. A true goddess coldly and mercilessly exploits her followers, right? So I made this third underworld into a world where everyone obeys its god forever and ever. Oops. Okay. Here, everyone worships me and everyone toils away every day to mine gemstones for my tribute. Here, I am the one and only god, and my power is absolute. All other divine and heroic spirits are forbidden from entering. This way, even if things go wrong in all the other strata, my little corner of the underworld here will remain completely peaceful and prosperous, right? I can't believe I'm seeing a god of Sumer promote monotheism. How embarrassing. As you can see, Rashkigal has become so competitive with Ishtar that she's wounded up thinking just like her. So I take it you all understand what it is I'd like you to do. Yes? I still don't get why she got rid of the flowers, but yeah. True, it doesn't seem like she needs a dissenting option. I know I'm kind of an outsider here, but I don't have any right to speak on your relationship. But am I right to understand that Kamazot has set that girl over there down a evil path? She's long since reached the end of that path by now. But yes, that's right. Now why don't we show her the violence? Show her that violence always loses out to even greater violence together. So you are a god and you are actually from Miklan. Not only do you not have anyone worshipping you, you don't even have anything worth protecting. Do you really think a pathetic, phony goddess like you could ever defeat me? Fine then, I'll show you the authority of the god who's overseen the birth of a real civilization. Get ready, Wade. It's time for you to learn firsthand how mighty and awesome the goddess of underworld really is. Okay, let's see.
わかります。ナイス。許します。屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡、扉となり恐怖をここへ。暗風ねぶたジュゼル。甘く見ないで。天罰天罰、たくさん出ません。丸かじり。遅すぎない？懲罰開始。いい気持ち。オルトナウス全機能解放。最大ダメージお任せください。おしとやかに。時短一歩。いい前に。ナイス。ブーストストライプぶっ飛べ。マヤパンパンチ。冥界は私の庭、天空は私の椅子。お願いメスラムタイヤ。冥界の守りを知りなさい。これが私のクルキガル・イルカルラ。
think Hassan's
なんて情報量。
sure.
今行きます。兄弟たち着替えず。黄金律にも種類があるのさ。まあふむふむ。
So
マ
this
ヤ
is
パン
the pull of the
芸
heaven
術とは
snake.
輝くも。せ
Google
ー
and
の。
okay,
遅すぎない？はあ。
which star lost the seventh singularity.
そっか、申し訳ありません。このとても楽しかったとも。私の宝具みたい。発進準備完了だ。早く早く。どんな嵐であろうとも、どんな未来が待とうとも、これを突破するのが私たちの課題なのさ。ボンビアージョ、また会おう諸君。多すぎてもね。ビームです。どう？怖い？そっか。そっか。ごめんなさい。急な仕事？任せて。ここはもうちょっと念入りに。よっこいしょっと。やったー。魔法糸抜歯、バレル解放、方針根性で固定、スピンスター壁と甘く見ないで。マヤパンパー、これならどうです？ほらほら。そっか。やべ。
Then I don't know what it keeps happening. The streams, the stream went down as well as I think it's the problem with my internet. So I need to look into that. So yeah. Oh, what the hell is happening? Ah, Tepu, look out. It's taking everything I've got to just hold back one of those legs. Oh man, this is nuts. These legs are freaking huge and there is so damn many. Wow. Oh man, we have got nowhere to run. We can't even fight back. Is it what fighting a demon god pillar was like? Compared to caring for Lord Ozymandias' Sphinx, this is no big deal. At Hey, see, I told you. I went out of my way to trample you personally. This is my boundless gorge, the heavenly echo shrine. Ishtar used Gugulana as a divine beast. I don't need a divine beast that only goes around wreaking havoc, though. Terrible use of resources. No, all I need for my shrine are this command a bunch of its legs at once. Oh, what happened to your kind heart? Ouch, we are completely outmatched. Aren't we? I, I never thought she would gather every Google Anna in the underworld in one place. It seems we are surrounded by leg walls. Looks like we'll have to try our luck again some other time. Don't give up. The only thing I can do for you now is pray for your success. Dumuzad out. Dumuzad! Damn, he got away. If he is not preferring my magical energy reserves, he's fanning the flames of dissent among my followers. But never mind him now. His punishment can wait. It's over with. There is no escaping my Guglana wall. But don't worry. Once I captured you, I'm going to be nice and make you my permanent personal divine gemstone artisan. It's gonna be a 2.5 hour long section. What a horrific ordeal. Where are we now? Is this the oasis? Yes, it is. I don't know what was going to happen to us when those legs sent us flying, but it seems we are still alive, at least for the time being. I guess we were captured by Guglana's leg, knocked us out. Yep, this must be one of Ereshkigal's spear cage. If we were in top form, we could probably destroy it, but I doubt we could manage that right now. We did take a hell of a beating. I'm so bruised I can barely move. I wonder what will happen to us now. Are we really gonna be forced to toil away in slavery to Ereshkigal? Of course you are. What do you think the underworld is for? All of you are now residents of the underworld, and you are going to work for me for all of eternity. From now on, your schedule will consist of breakfast, work, mining ore, Uh, Lunch, work, mining ore. Dinner, work, extracting magical energy, and sleep. You are going to keep that cycle going until you have stored up as much magical energy as you possibly can, and don't expect any days off either. Oh man, that sounds way worse than death. So you so you really did capture us just to put us to work. Are you really so eager to puff yourself up? You don't Not even Ishtar would go this far. On second thought, never mind. Let's try this another way. You said you made an oath to yourself that you would be the ideal goddess to rule the underworld. Does that mean you need to build a ton of magical energy to rule the underworld properly? Not really. I just want to make my slaves work as much as possible, like they did in Egypt with the pyramids. That's not remotely accurate. The pyramids didn't. Pyramids construction was strictly above board affair, con- conducted entirely in line with good labor laws. All the slaves were paid salaries, given regular breaks, and offered free beer at the end of the day. Our welfare system was absolutely perfect. We could never have accomplished such a great feat if not for a proper standards of for labor work. Labor laws. I'm not going. I don't know what's driving you, Nikigal, but you are going about this in entirely the wrong way. Is this how Sumerians god conduct themselves? Hey, Sumer has good labor laws too, even in my underworld. I was the only one who ever did an actual no, never mind that. This is Miklan's third underworld, not Sumer. You are the ones who don't get it. Nitocris, how long are you planning to protect this shell of yourself? You still don't understand why you were actually called here. That was clear to me in our battle earlier. What do you mean by that? You are the queen of the underworld too. You should be able to exert as much every bit as much authority here as I do. Not only did you fail to do so, you did not even try to challenge me for dominance. If you had been summoned if you had been summoned on your own land, your own nation, then I could understand trying to maintain the image you cultivated during your life. But this is foreign land and a battle for all humanity. You're supposed to be protecting the future, not your past self. I, you're saying I'm putting myself first because I haven't allowed myself to be altered like you have. Alterization is just a means to an end. The question you should have been asking yourself is, what can I do? When I was still alive, my dream was to have an underworld covered in flower as far as I could see. And of course, I made it happen since Miklan has just as much atmospheric magical energy as the Age of Gods. But it wasn't good enough. This isn't a holy grail war. My own dreams are secondary at best. So I gave up my field of flowers. I even gave up my right to return to Chaldea. All, all to become the strongest goddess in this underworld. That's the role I was meant to play. It's what I am most proud of as a goddess. People once believe in. Anyway, any different on different subject. Where's Ved and Mash? Probably hiding beneath your shield, right? Okay. Where's Ved Mash? Probably hiding beneath your shield, right? Well, tell him to come out. I won't bite. Sorry, I'm sorry, but Master isn't here. Didn't you notice he pulled off a brilliant escape during our battle? What? That's impossible. How could he have possibly escaped my shrine? So, are we out on our own with Cuckoo? Yep. Good thing we managed to make it out here. We are lucky this cavern was so close by. I even managed to get a fire going in the remains of an old fire. In the remains of an old fire. I wonder who could have been living here. Doomzad probably. I didn't see him anywhere though. More importantly, thanks for the rescue. Oh, no, you were the one who helped me there. That was some great thinking. If you hadn't pointed out that the third and fourth legs were moving at different speeds, creating a gap between them, then I never would have thought to scoop you up and jump through that opening to escape. I have to say though, it was pretty thrilling. A narrow escape as a hoof the size of a building tried to crush us. I wonder if Masha and Adara managed to escape too. I couldn't see what happened to them. But even though Nikigal obviously saw us as enemies, she wasn't trying to kill us. She probably got them imprisoned so she can use them for slave labor later. I haven't been any help at all, have I? I really thought I'd be able to do more, but now there's all these things tying my hand. So much for Kuklukan, the free-spirited wind. I wish I could apologize to Quetzalcoatl. Okay, I'm going to say something. It's true, you are a lot weaker than you seemed at first. I think it's because you're refusing to get serious enough to use your noble phantasm. Sorry about that. Let's continue. I think it's because you're refusing to get serious enough to use your noble phantasm. Huh, what are you talking about? I always go all out with everything I do. I've never pushed myself too hard, set limits on myself, or held back. I only ever do what I want. Yes. You approached us because you were interested in us, right? But now you are putting up walls because you feel like you shouldn't get too close to us, aren't you? Uh, you um, you could tell uh, you are not exactly hard to read. No, no more walls, please. I promise I won't be upset even if you get serious. But are you sure you can trust me like that? I mean, I am the god of this lost belt, and you are a human, and one of the proper human history at that. Wouldn't it be way more likely that I am just pretending to be kind to you to get an opportunity to kill you? You'd never do that. I can see from your smile that you really mean it. But how can you tell I am not a bad god? You're essentially the same god as Quetzalcoatl. That tells me all I need to know. I I I guess you have got me there. Yeah. Okay, I got it. No more secrets. Time to reveal who I really am and rescue everybody. But if I really should be doing whatever I want, then I'd like to. I'd kind of like you to return the favor. You know that handy things you do with servants, where you form a bond with them to feed them magical energy. I'd like to use that so I can pull off some cool techniques. So would you? I'm not a master right now, but sure, of course I will. Hmm. All right, I'm feeling great. Just leave it all to me, master. I don't care how many legs Guglaganna's got. I'll beat them all with just one hit. Good, you're done talking. I have to say seeing cultural exchange in action never fails to warm my heart. Good day, hello, how do you do? Uh, and salutations. It's me, your local golden sheep and sheep device, Dumuzad. It looks like we are finally about to witness a real bat, battle between goddesses. Way to go, Ved. Would you object terribly to Would you object terribly to me using that sweet line you just gave as your own work? To the whole world, of course. Try it, and I'll pluck out all your golden wool by hand. Hand it over to you, the star. That's a shame, but of course. But of course, I was only joking. I'll just go ahead and seal the data from that recording into your next gift box. More importantly, I'm concerned about the others. We should go rescue them immediately sooner even. Kukulkan, if you can defeat Rashkigal, that will solve everything. In her mind, the ideal ruler never tasted defeat, as she put it. If she does, then she is no longer, by her definition, ideal. That will invalidate the oath that is the command spell she cast on herself. And if that happens, are you picking up what I'm putting down? Rashkigal will go back to normal. Exactly. Now please get on my back, wise Ved. The key to our victory is defeating the third underworld's guardian without destroying the underworld itself. Okay, so probably the next node is the battle and that's where I'll probably end it. Or not probably. I don't think if it's 5 AP, I don't think this is the end. This will carrying you on my back been thoroughly dull, but I suppose uneventful is good too now and then. Alright, we made it through the anti-gravity zone without a hitch. I hope you are ready. cause we'll soon be at the oasis. Unfortunately, after I drop off Ved, I'm going to have to retreat to a safer area. I'm just sorry I won't be able to see how the battle unfolds. Okay, 3, 2, 1, good luck. He was being literal about dropping us off. Are you okay with? Do you need help? Never mind me. Just focus on Irashkigal. Wow, you really are a seasoned master, aren't you? Okay then. In that case. Yep, her second ascension. I'm going to fight with my true style, out of respect for the goddess of proper human history. Yikes, that outfit is barely there. You think I find it to be very useful spacesuit myself? Oh well, I'll just have to show you how strong I am in this outfit. Her ass is just hanging out there. Okay, Nikigal, it's time to go. It's go time. Your illegal, immoral, exploitative construction project ends now. There, a perfect landing now. We challenge you to a rematch, Invincible Goddess. Oh, I know you do not just drop out of sky into a rolling landing. Knock that stuff off. You'll give me a heart attack. Anyways, you want a rematch. What can a mage who can't even summon a single servant hope to accomplish against? Ah, I see. So that goddess is your last resort, is she? Fine, she's 1,000 times better than a certain cowardly sheep. Fine, out of respect for your foolish bravery, I accept your challenge. Come, my boundless gorge heavenly echo shrine. If you really think you can get past my six-legged divine beast, go ahead and try. This is a pretty long section in the air. Okay,
いい風です。
I'll trash them with everything I've got. And yep, the NPC has been lifted.
もう得意分野です。無重力落下ドッカーン、そしてパーチ、風水私。
Wind, water, and me. Okay.
樹海の息吹感じますか？体温大上昇。成果もち得意分
I
野。
have already seen this noble phantasm because it's almost impossible to avoid in the
祭壇がない
JP
のなら
server.
こうして自分で作るまでです。覚悟してくださいね。ククルカン本気パンチ。
Look out, serious punch.
ウルトラキック。風水私。
Everything is
天
ultra.
空は私の椅子。
That was quick.
冥界は
Come
私の
forth, revolutionary raven and the
マ
Gulanas.
ルカジビ。
Yeah, the Gulanas doesn't have guts now. So 47, 50%. Yep.
全生命に愛を込めてぎゅーっとはい
And all of them should be dead.
祭壇がないのなら
And
こうして
I
自
think
分で
Reshki
作
girl
るまでです
is for that
覚悟して
review.
くださいねククルカン本気
Yeah.
パンチ
He is pretty strong against them.
ウルトラパンチドッカーン風水私天空
You
は
have finally shown your true self, Kukulkan.
天に絶海地に監獄我がかかとこそ冥府の怒り反省するのだわ来る気がいるから負けないから丸かじり
Hmm.
お葬式あともちろん
Okay, full red.
ウルトラパンチウルトラキーどうです風水私
Nice.
地表調整活動休止とても刺激的でした次の戦いまだでしょうか
Everyone is just shocked. Are you freaking kidding me? And that's a third command spell back. My third command spell is back. Right. This is no time to be standing around, gawking. Kukulkan's noble phantasm just obliterated Gugulanna, but it was also the same attack that... Yep, that was the giant karate chop that swatted the storm border out hour out of the sky. I knew it. Yep. Are out. Typo. The attack came from Miklan, from Kukulkan, the king of this Lostbelt. So that was that back then. But why do you look so happy about that, Da Vinci? I'm just glad it turned out to be right. It turned out to be right on the money. Oh my! So the one responsible for destroying the storm border, seriously harming and subjugating you all to unexpected, dangerous circumstances was Kukulkan. On behalf of all Dinos, I'm terribly sorry for all the trouble our goddess has caused you. I promise you, we will all discuss what to do with her when we get the chance. Personally, I think that she should spend century in ninth stratum thinking about what she has done. Hold it, Tepu. I I had a good reason for attacking them back then. I'm Miklan's guardian, remember? I saw an opportunity to get rid of Chaldea on the surface before they could exercise our lost build, so I decided to take it. So she actually is our enemy. I can't believe we survived that. No, wait. It came out wrong. Back then I thought you would refuse to hear me out, just like David Simvoid. But things are different now. I know you didn't mean us any harm. That said, I am responsible for nearly destroying the border, and an apology clearly isn't enough. If you decide you want to fight because I am your enemy or you want me to pay damages, I'll understand. Could she pay them even if we wanted to? I definitely don't like that idea. Honestly, after what went down in Mexico City, I already had my suspicions that you were that giant. So I didn't see that as a binary between friends and foe or anything like that. Besides, we can't forget you saved Ved and us yet again today. Da Vinci. Ultimately, it'll be up to Commander Goldorf to make the call. Besides, the real problem is there is just no possible way we could defeat her now. So if she is willing to help us out, we don't really have any choice but to ignore the other issues. No, never mind. For the time being, I'm just happy that one of the potential threat has chosen to ally with us. Now, more importantly, oh, that's right. What do you want? Stop looking at me like that. I don't need your pity. I don't even know what you are still doing here. Your business is in the seventh stratum, not with me, right? Now that Kuklukan's beaten me, the rule of the underworld built upon me being the strongest goddess no longer applies. Now that is just plain old desert that happens to be part of the underworld. I wish I could disappear like the miserable loser I am. Uh, why? Just come back to the border. I can't do that. Didn't the other tell you about this? Once you become a guardian, you can't leave your underworld without disappearing. Wait, you are still in your altered form even though Senpai regained his last command spell. Why is that? Has it just been too long? Is your mind and body now doomed to remain altered forever? Of course not, but thanks for worrying about me, Mash. Kamazots might have used a command spell to alter me, but he didn't do it against my will. I freely accepted his offer. I wanted a stronger spirit origin so I could help Kaldia better. Gosh, that's so smart of you, Ereshkigal. So you had an ulterior motive in those battles we fought all along. You were totally pulling an Istar, weren't you? Yes, I did have ulterior motive. I just can't say what I just can't say what it is right now. That's all. But when the time's right, I'm gonna make you cry like a little baby, out of sheer joy. So be ready for that. At any rate, I didn't go through alterization without knowing what I was getting into. There is no telling what might happen here, right? So I'll stay behind and keep the guardian of this underworld just in case. Be the guardian of this underworld just in case. Didn't the first two guardians tell you they couldn't go with you? So I guess this means you can't come back to the border no matter what. But if it's okay, don't worry about me. Even I have gone a little evil and delinquent, I'm still Ereshkigal, goddess of the underworld and servant of Kalia. I'll help you till the end, no matter what you face. Didn't Kukulkan just hand you your ass though? Are you sure you are okay? Maybe you want to change your mind about coming with us. I was going to recover my strength after you left, okay? Now, go on, get out of here. Also, Kukulkan, you basically sucker punched me earlier. I know I kind of went with it and fought you in midair, but I'm at my best when my feet are planted on solid ground. So don't think this means you have got me beat. I won't lose to you next time. Of course, we are still tied at one win and one loss each. Next time I'll take 2 out of 3 wins. 2 out of 3. What do you mean by? Oh, I see. Next time would make it a best of 3 situation. Fine. Get excited about it if you want. Just know that if we ever fight again, I'll have a noble phantasm that surpasses Guglana and Misilamuta. I don't know how to say her noble phantasm's name. Okay, so that was the end of section 13. That went on for so long. It's almost been 3 hours. The map changed. Okay. It was blue before, but now it's a desert. And golden sea of trees. It's a short one next time, so yeah. Okay then, see you guys next time with the section 14 terminal observatory Medzitlan. Okay, so yeah, thank you all for watching and see you guys next time. Hopefully it's not almost 3 hours like this time. So see you guys then. Bye.